welcome to Recovery KickStarts. 5-minute or less videos meant to reconnect you with God and your Christianity and kickstart your recovery for the day. Hey, I'm Pastor Chuck and got a good word from the Lord for you today. Today's episode is called 5 Words That Can't Be in Your Recovery. Have you ever went to someone for help only to say to them, hey, I'm really serious this time, I'm really ready to turn this around, only for your actions to prove you wrong at a later date and time? Or perhaps you're the one who sat across the table here and someone's come to you and said, hey, help me, only for them to burn you at a later date and time. I've been doing this for a while now, and I've found that in the recovery community in the church, a lot of times people will come in strong in their recovery and strong in their Christianity, and it's like they start with a sizzle, but they end with a fizzle. Amen, somebody? So how do you know who's who before it's too late, or before you wind up in a jail cell or the morgue? I'm glad you asked. In the 16 years that I've been working with the recovery community, I have found that there's 3 types of people in recovery, and I talk about this in my book, but I'm going to give you the free notes right here. You're welcome. The 3 types of people in recovery are those that want help, those that think they want help, and those being made to get help. Now, our third group, you can spot from a mile away. You got to either beg them, beat them, or bribe them in order to participate in their own recovery. So I don't want to talk about them today, but those that want help and those that think they want help, these people tend to look a lot alike. They go to the same meetings, they go to the same church services, but Jesus says it's by their fruit that you will know them. A lot of times people have come into me and said, hey, Pastor, I want to get into a program, and I call people and use our friendships and get them in there, only for them to leave early. And so over the years, I've developed a couple techniques to decipher who's who, so that I can adjust my approach to them before it's too late, before they wind up in death institutions or the grave, so to speak. And I have found that in 16 years, there's 5 red flag words I'm looking for when someone comes into me and says, hey, give me some help, because there's those that want help, but there's those that only think they want help. And those 5 words, and friends, if you're serious about your recovery, then you got to remove these words from your vocabulary right now, starting today. And those 5 words are if, when, then, can't, or won't. For example, I often hear people come in and say, well, if this happens, then I'll get some help. Or when this happens, then I'll get some help. When fill in the blank happens, and I'm sure you've got some, then I'll get some help. And a lot of times I'll have people say, well, I'll go to treatment, but I can't lose my job, or I'll go into meetings, but I won't lose this, or I won't lose that. And so, friends, here's the deal. When you're coming to someone for help, and you say, hey, listen, I'll do this, but I won't do that. When the word no, or won't, or no in particular, no is the heart of all of these words. That's why I've highlighted it here for you on the screen. No kind of summarizes all these. Amen, somebody? The second you say no, you have failed before you even started down the road. It's just that your actions have not caught up with your words yet. But my friends, they will. I can't tell you how many times people call me saying, I'm ready for treatment, but I can't miss my so-and-so's thing, or I'm willing to do this, but it's got to be this kind of living condition. But friends, basically what you're saying is, I want your help, but I don't want your control. I want you to remove some of the pressure, but not all of it. And so if someone once said, if Jesus is your co-pilot, then you better switch seats. Amen, somebody? And so over the years, I've learned, listen, friend, if your hand's on the wheel, then the Lord's ain't, and neither is mine, And so with that, these 5 words, one more time: if, when, then, can't, won't. These are big red flags that you are somebody that only thinks they want help. The Bible talks about this. Jesus says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I tell you? There was a lady preacher, her name's escaping me, and I apologize, but she says, you get 2 words, no and Lord, and you can only choose one. If you say no, he's not Lord. If you say Lord, then you can't say no. There's 2 words, and no can't be one of them. That is not an option, friend. And so listen, if you want your recovery to go the distance, if you want your Christianity to go the distance, if, when, then, can't, won't, no can no longer be in your recovery. Friends, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm here to tell you that that's a death sentence. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but those words will eventually catch up to your actions, and it is your actions that will cause you to relapse, and it is those relapses that will cause you to go back to the old life. Death, morgue, graves, institutions, you name it. So, hey, but for those that say, yes, Lord, there is no end to what he can do in your life. Your weeping will be replaced with laughter. Your mourning will be replaced with joy. Doors will open to you that you never thought possible. Relationships that will come to you that you never thought possible. But you can't call him Lord if the word no is in your vocabulary. So just say yes to Jesus. Just keep saying yes. It gets easier. It gets easier. And just the more you say it, the more you want to say it. Be a yes man for Jesus. So until I see you next time, remember that no matter who you are, where you've been, or how far gone you may be, you too can be recovered.